Hello there.
Hello. Who's this? John. John 117. Welcome. What's going on?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, literally nothing. I've done nothing the whole day because I quite literally have nothing to do. Every day is just work, go home, and that's it. Because I've already finished my finals, so
Oh, okay.
I don't have any
dream.
Because
Work, go home, and do nothing. That's
I mean, still have some. I still have some stuff to do. After work, I have to go to the gym. But since today is today I usually don't go to the gym. It's my rest day. So
what do you usually do at the gym?
what you think you normally do at the gym? I work out.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, I'm asking like what your workout routine is.
Oh.
Everyone knows what you do when you go to the gym. You work out. What is your workout
No, I
routine?
just look at other people working out. Just hold on, I gotta pull out my routine
gym.
here.
You go to stare at all the gym girls, all the TikTok gym girls.
That already have a tripod, which
yeah,
you're
the guy. You're the guy in all the videos that they're like, staring at me.
Yeah, you see this. So basically, Monday chest and triceps, Tuesday legs and core, Thursday back and biceps, and Friday shoulders and back.
Okay.
So it's just pretty much everything.
For your first record, the biggest you've been.
Ooh, my PRs.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Because I usually don't try to go for PRs.
Well, okay, what's the heaviest bench then?
That I bench? Oof. That's a tough question. It's wait. You live in Canada?
No.
America?
Yeah. The United States, America. So you have to make sure it's in pounds, not in kilograms.
In freedom units. Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta get my calculator. Gotta get my converter. Kilogram to pounds. So honestly, since I have weak arms still, even after all this time going to the gym, I can't lift much, but bench, I imagine, gotta be...
You imagine? No, what plates do you put on the bar? Like, this is...
I don't know!
It's quantifiable, it's not imaginary, like, I'm not really sure. I just put plates on the bar, I don't even look at the
yeah!
I don't even look at the numbers, I just toss them on there. The quintessential gym bro with the brain of a goldfish. I don't know.
I do so many. I do so many exercises that I can't remember how many plates I put. Okay, I know. Okay, on a good day, on a good day, if my arms are actually ready, I can bench 88 pounds.
88 pounds. Okay, so you bench 88.
Yep.
Okay.
But most of the time I just lift 77.
There's the number. You bench 88.
There we go. Yep. Nah, I bench 405.
How many push-ups do you do?
How many push-ups?
Yeah.
Even that I don't know. Like if I can do push-ups right now to count how many I can do.
Wow. What? Like you never counted your push-ups before?
No.
You just do push-ups?
I never. I just go until failure. I don't really count them.
But you don't. What do you mean you don't count? I don't know.
Listen, I'm not the type of guy to just like process process how much weight I lift or how many pushes I can do. I just do everything until failure.
Well, it's a measure. It helps measure whether or not you're making progress. You know, I can lift heavier weights than I could before.
True.
I can do more than I did before. I'm progressing. Even if, you know, you can look at, you know, numbers on paper like your weight, and you can look at, you know, your body fat percentage, but you don't know, like, am I actually getting stronger? Because some people can lose weight but not get stronger. So the way you know is by counting reps, counting weight, so you know how much weight left, how many reps.
I mean, yeah, normally people that go to the gym, they actually like take it very seriously. Like they actually count how many calories they take each day, like how many, like their body fat percentage. But I'm still not at that point where I'm actually dedicated to count how many calories I take per day and how much protein I need to take. I just listen, I'm still not at that point. Probably after summer I'm actually gonna start like get into it.
No, don't start then. Just do it now. Why not?
But here's the thing.
It's kind of like people that are like, oh, I'll go to the gym at the end of the new year, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
Jordan Wheeler, welcome. What's going on?
Like, listen. Hold on, actually,
I'm listening.
I actually have to think about what I'm gonna say next because
it's gonna be a doozy.
Yeah. Basically, I'm an apprentice, so you know how it is about limiting how much money I spend. And honestly, what I eat, I just eat with whatever my mom makes me.
Wait, what? Huh? You're an apprentice.
Because of how much protein I take every day and the intake and everything.
It doesn't cost you any money to count how many reps you do in the gym, though.
No. I'm talking about what I eat.
What you eat?
Because what I eat is also very important.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't have to stress about it. It's really not as complicated as it sounds, though.
I mean, it is kind of complicated if you think
and
about
it's also not expensive either. There's expensive sources of protein like Alaskan crab, which is like $40 a pound, or you can get cheap sources of protein like ground beef.
How much is that in European units? 1 pound?
Huh?
How much is a pound in kilos?
2.2 kilograms is 1 pound.
Sure.
Actually, Alaskan crab is probably like $80 a pound.
1 pound is actually 0.45 kilos. It's actually smaller. It's 1 kilo.
Oh, okay, it's
1 kilo is 2.2 pounds.
Okay, it's the opposite. Okay, 2.2 pounds for 1 kilogram. Okay. Sorry, I got that mixed up.
Alaskan crab. Should try that.
It's expensive. Like I said, when it comes to you're talking about protein, and money. You know, you don't need to worry about money when you're worrying about getting enough protein or whatever, because protein's not that expensive unless you're buying really expensive protein sources. It's not that expensive.
Yeah.
Like I said, ground beef is perfectly good protein, and it's not expensive.
Yeah. Here's the thing, I don't know how to cook.
You don't need to know how to cook. It's ground beef. You throw it in a pan and you turn on the heat. You mix it up, and that's it.
Without oil?
Yeah, without oil. It's got enough fat in it that it cooks itself. You don't need to add oil to ground beef.
Probably you're in America where they add the oil and shit, but
no.
in here you actually have to add the oil.
Ground beef has fat in it by itself. It already comes with fat in it. It's in the animal. You don't need to add any oil. There's no oil needs to be added. You just put it in a pan and you cook it. That's it. Ground beef naturally has a fat content, so you don't need to add any oil to it.
Now that I think about it, I probably don't have that much knowledge about food.
You should ask your mom then. She cooks, right?
She went on the walk. I can't even.
You gotta tell her, hey, I need more protein. I'm trying to bulk up.
Bulk up. Yeah. I can.
I need more protein, mom.
So sometimes I see that she only like makes vegetables for dinner, and then I literally have to ask her, can you add like, I don't know, something with a little more meat?
You're gonna have to pick up some ground beef at the store.
Yeah.
Hey, put this in vegetables. You can't just have a plate of leaves and stems. I need flesh. How else am I gonna grow these muscles? That's why. See, that's why you're not growing muscle. You need
I'm not.
Protein.
I mean, I probably gained like, I don't know, tiny bit of muscle, but that's probably because I'm losing what's it called? Damn, even I forgot what the name of it is. Jesus, what's it called?
I don't know. Oh.
Probably because I'm losing fat, you know.
Huh? So you're gaining muscle because of fat? That's not how that works.
Yeah, because you
can lose fat, but
yeah,
you're not gonna gain muscle unless you have. Because muscle needs to be built out of something. Muscle can't be built out of fat. Can't be built out of sugar. It's built out of protein. So if you get enough protein, then you can build muscle. If you don't get enough protein, you can't build muscle. And that's it. That's the bottom line. Like I said, ground beef.
What about
there's chicken too, but I think ground beef is a superior source of protein. Just better overall. There's more nutritional value to red meat.
Yeah. Ground beef. What about sky beef?
Huh? What?
There's ground beef. Is there sky beef?
Did you say sky beef?
I mean, let's be honest. If there's ground beef, is there sky beef?
I want you to get out of this office right now. I don't want you here. Out! Out! Out!
Don't do that ever again.
That was my best joke, trust me.
That was horrible.
I laughed at my own joke.
Yeah, I know you did.
Why is it called ground beef, mother?
Because it's ground up. That's why it's called ground beef. Wait, what's your primary language? Did you grow up speaking
Portuguese.
English? No, Portuguese?
So basically, my whole history of languages is a bit of a twist.
All right, what did you grow up speaking?
I was born in Portugal, so I grew up with Portuguese.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So, I then migrated to Switzerland, the French part of it. So I speak fluently French.
Okay.
But during that time, since I was 5 years old, I've watched YouTube videos, so I automatically learned English. But since I wasn't in Portugal for a lot of time, and I still have some problems with French. Technically, English is my best language.
All right, so the reason why it's called ground beef is because it's ground up. There's another word called grind, and
yeah, grind, yeah.
yeah, and the past, like the adjective of the verb is grind. When you're grinding, you're
Ground.
actually doing the
adjective is-
action.
Okay.
But when it's past tense, when you're describing it as an adjective, it's ground, because you're not grinding anymore. It's already it's ground up. So it's called ground beef, because it's the action is done. It's past.
Interesting.
So, yeah, that's why it's called
Thank
ground.
you for the information.
Beef. Not because it's on the ground. They don't find it on the ground.
I mean, technically, you do find it on the ground. It's from a cow.
Yeah, cows do stand on the ground. That's true. Yeah, and then that makes sense. Yeah, we got ground corn, we got ground wheat. Yeah, they all come out of the ground.
So, by the way, if two vegetarians got into a fight, would it still be called beef?
That would be called tofu. Do you watch Bluey at all?
Who?
Bluey.
I know Bluey, but never watched it.
Yeah, I did.
I've only watched a little bit because my sister has a
Bluey addiction.
dog, and she would often put Bluey on her television for her dog to watch.
What?
Yeah, it works. Dogs actually like to watch television.
What?
Especially kids shows.
You put on Bluey for a dog to watch?
Yeah, and it works too. It really works.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, but it works.
I know that dogs will watch things on TV, but like I saw a video of a dog watching a squirrel. That makes sense. But like watching squirrels through. Gordon Wheeler says, we'll be here in a little bit in an airport going back to my home state. What is your home state?
Wait, did you ask that question to me?
I mean, you can answer the question too. I'm not gonna ask your home address. I live in Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah. Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan. Michigan. So you're surrounded by a lake.
Yeah. Fresh lake. The largest bodies of fresh water in the entire world.
Really?
Yeah.
Even I didn't know that.
Yep. Michigan has like. I gotta Google it.
Why is there a city called Gaylord?
The first prompt: what percentage of Americans are transgender? Okay. What percentage of fresh water the Great Lake? 21% of the world's surface fresh water is in the Great Lake.
Damn.
So a fifth of the world's freshwater supply is right there in that little spot.
God damn.
Yeah, we're hoarding the water. We're keeping it for ourselves.
What are these city names, dude? Cadillac, Gaylord,
Yeah,
Empire.
Empire. Yeah,
Yeah. There's a city called the Empire.
yeah, the Empire. It's the Empire of Gaylords.
Fountain, free soil.
Free soil. There's a city called Free Soil.
Yeah.
Free real estate.
Jeez. Florida. Wait, why is there a city called Wyoming? In Michigan?
What's wrong with that?
Isn't it?
Michigan existed before Wyoming did, so
Wait, isn't? Yeah, Wyoming's a state. Why is it a city in Michigan?
because, like I said, maybe it was named before, because Wyoming became a state after Michigan became a state. So maybe Michigan already had a city called Wyoming in it. Wyoming name state.
Okay. I don't know much about U.S. history, so.
Well, most of the states became states from east to west, because that's where all the colonies started, was in the east, and as people moved west, different places became states. So almost all the states that are in the east were states before any of the states in the west. Almost all. I think one of the exceptions, California became a state before a lot of other states around it. It was the gold rush and stuff. It ended up having a large population than a lot of other places. Thus, it ended up becoming a big enough population that it could become a for some of the other ones. I mean, even to this day, some of the other states. What?
All I know about American history is that there's this fancy white hair guy that went to war with British and won.
The least densely populated state in the U.S. is Alaska.
I mean, it's literally just ice.
What is which state? Which state lowest Wyoming has the lowest population. It has less. It has about 500,000 people living there. 586,000 people.
Jesus.
Let's see. How many people live there are more people living in Chicago than there are in the entire state of Wyoming. So, the 2.6 million people live in Chicago. Wyoming has 500,000 people. The entire state,
Where is Chicago?
500,000 people.
Illinois.
So, there's barely anyone living in Wyoming.
There's more people living in Chicago, Illinois than everyone in Wyoming.
Yep. There's more people, and it's like by orders of magnitude. Like there's about four times more people living in Chicago than there are in the entire state of Wyoming.
I mean, it's normal. From what I'm seeing in Google Maps, Wyoming's just a huge desert.
Yeah, there's not much going on there. The empty. It's probably mostly for like tourism, I guess.
Wait, how big is Wyoming?
Look, if the
599 kilometers. Wait, kilometers squared. 253,000. Hold on. Switch. So basically, Wyoming's around the same size as Romania. Wait, how much would it take to go from Michigan to California?
how much time would it take to go from Michigan to California?
Yeah, I
By
heard
plane?
traveling in America, you would take like 5 hours and you would be in the same state, I think.
But are we talking by plane or by?
By
Because
car.
I would say it'd probably take about 18 hours to get from Michigan to California.
18?
Yeah. By car. Approximately. Giving an estimation, it might actually be 24 hours. How long would it take?
Michigan, California. I already got it in Google Maps.
34 hours. I'm way off. 34 hours.
34? Yeah, 35 hours. Oh my god.
Yeah. Long time. Much longer. Yeah. Pretty far away.
Jesus. So wait, how much time? So wait, how much time? Okay, so from going from Michigan to Kansas, it's literally the same amount of time as it would take to go from Switzerland to Portugal. So
Yeah.
you pass. Hold on, how many states?
U.S. is a big place.
I mean, it is.
Big
You would-
big place.
You would take 2 days and you would still be in the same country. Well, 2 days will literally get you out of Europe and like in the middle of Asia.
Big country.
It is. I mean, from what I'm seeing on Google Maps, United States, the east is very green, while the middle is extremely dry.
Yes.
So pretty much,
But
if you
I think
just counted.
I think that is partially due, based on what I've heard about history, due to the mass extinction of the buffalo for the most part, because there used to be a whole lot of plains in the center of the United States. There used to be a lot of grassland, and when a lot of the buffalo were killed off, a lot of that grassland disappeared because of how the buffalo affected the ecosystem. Because grass is like, good ground is not just it's just not dirt. there's microbes, bacteria, fungus, and other things like that. The buffalo help with like the cycle of life on the plains, basically. They would eat the grass, and they would also poop all over the ground too, as they were eating the grass. And so that helped to revitalize the soil, give it more bacteria and stuff. It also helped to retain moisture in the soil, so that the soil was in fact soil instead of, you know, a dry land. And so what happened when most of the buffalo were killed off? There still is a buffalo population, and they have come back quite a bit compared to what they used to be. Yeah, but they were almost extinct for a while, but they did come back. But not nearly to the amount that there used to be. There used to be so many more buffalo on the plains. And so with the destruction of the buffalo, the plains ended up drying up, and then there was like a dust bowl, I think in the 1930s. It led to a lot of famine, a lot of droughts. But yeah, so the center of the U.S. is still kind of dry to this day. Well, and Playground Guy, welcome. Yeah, the cycle of life. The circle of life. Copyright strike.
You're not streaming, so...
I am streaming.
Unless you are.
I am streaming.
You are streaming?
I've been streaming this whole time.
Where?
Green Screen channel. Ah, see me. Green Screen channel. I thought you knew.
I did not know.
Oh, okay. So you just showing up in Discord just to say hi, okay.
Yeah. I saw someone was in the
I'm here.
Chat, so
Surprised I didn't see anyone else. I usually see Qui-Gon or something.
What is the green screen live stream?
What is the green screen live stream?
Yeah.
It's what do you mean?
Like, what is it? What is the point of green screen live stream?
It's people can ask questions about the channel. They can talk to me, and they can watch me edit the videos. That's the green screen live stream. If people want to see the video editing process of JarJarStudios+, this is where they can see it. Here.
But like, what? You're streaming your screen, like, right now?
Yeah, I'm streaming on the green screen channel right now.
Green screen channel. But where is the green screen channel?
Go to the main channel, and in the description of the main channel there'll be a link to the green screen channel. There's a link to my gaming channel and also the green screen channel. It should be like the second link.
Wait, in the server?
Or you could just search up JarJarStudios+Greenscreens on YouTube.
Yeah, hold on. JarJarStudios. Oh my god, I didn't know you had...
Mel and Playground Guy, where you at, by the way?
My god! I've just now figured out you had a green screen channel.
Yeah, I have a green screen channel.
Because I keep seeing I keep seeing messages on Discord saying that you're streaming on green screen, but I actually wondered what it was.
Now you see it. Melon says, hey, Melon, where you at? What are you doing? Melon, what are you doing right now? Are you on... Melon's gotta be... You're on Christmas vacation, right, Melon?
Seems like John has
Summer
in
vacation.
progress. Jar Jar fired him.
Emperor Palpatine has arrived. About time. Kinda late, buddy. I've been streaming for 44 minutes, and he just showed up? Another Melon Playground guy says I'm in the Force Netherworld. Yeah, bullshit. You're not in the Force Netherworld. Don't lie to me. Liar! You're with him! Uh-oh. I cannot believe that they have not added the option to lock. I pray in the future that one day it's a feature I've been waiting for so long. The ability to lock the mask so that I cannot create more points. I don't know why they haven't added that yet.
Why don't you add it then?
Because I don't know how to code. I'm not gonna, and also I don't think it would even be possible for me to hack the code for HitFilm Pro, so that would be. I don't really have the technical knowledge for something like that. So.
I mean, I have friends that are coders themselves, so.
Well, there's something of a coder themselves, huh?
Yeah.
Well, then they can do it for me.
Skill issue.
Emperor Palpatine says, "Don't talk about me being late, Jar Jar, because I'm always late. I'm tired of hearing about it." Yeah, well, you need to stop being tardy. Okay? You need to shape up, Palpatine.
I mean, it is a skill issue to not know how to code.
Yeah, if you break your leg and you can't fix it by yourself, that's a skill issue too, okay? So
I mean, it is.
So
I mean, I don't know how to
it's a
fix my own
skill
leg,
issue. It's not a skill that I have, okay? Melon, how come you don't have, you know, 1 million subs on YouTube? A skill issue. Yeah, because you don't have the video making skills to have 1 million subs on YouTube, okay? Everyone has different skills. Some people don't have those skills. So...
Yep.
Useless commentary, as always, from Melon Playground Guy. He has nothing to say. He just speaks words, but he has nothing to say.
Issue.
Typical,
I mean, it's a skill issue if I don't know how to fix my own leg.
Typical
so.
Melon. It would be better if we took his little melon out to the sidewalk and smashed it all over the sidewalk. Squishy melon bits drying out in the sun all over the place.
I don't think that would be allowed on YouTube.
It would. It's just a melon.
I mean, but technically it's his head. It's someone's head.
Melon. The watermelon. The honeydew. The, you know, whatever melon you want it to be.
How is it? In Palpatine says, "How is
Melon
it fair
Playground Guy says having 1 million subs is an accomplishment, not a skill, but it comes about as a result of a skill. Okay, so it is a skill issue." Emperor Palpatine says, "How is it fair that I always have to be late for school whenever I leave late?" Huh?
How is it fair that I always have to be late
for school whenever he leaves late? It's just not fair.
Probably because schools work on a
Probably
schedule.
because you
Like,
left
on
late.
a tight schedule.
Probably because you left late for school, and that's why you're late. Duh.
You can't arrive late to school and
Yeah,
then
you can't
leave
arrive
late,
late to
so you
school.
can arrive late later.
Emperor
It's not how it
Palpatine,
works.
it's not even possible to arrive late for school. You can't arrive late for school. So, I don't even know what you're talking about, Emperor Palpatine.
I mean, arriving late to school is quite literally just being late.
Yeah. Just being late.
Yeah, but why can't I leave late? Is it because I'm
Yeah, actually it is. You can't leave late for school because you're white. Alright? You have to be on time.
have to run faster,
Racial
you know?
discrimination. They'll let all the other minorities show up late. That's fine. But you can't do that. Get used to it. The world is full of discrimination. You're gonna have to get used to it. The world discriminates against white people. You're gonna have to get used to it. Too bad.
Yeah.
Too bad. So sad, Emperor Palpatine. You're gonna have to move to Russia if you're worried about discrimination. But you're not gonna move. You're not gonna move to Russia though. Melon playground guy.
Melon's just confused.
Huh? Yeah, that's right, Melon. You don't know anything about that. You don't know anything about that white discrimination, do you?
You don't know anything about being white.
Yeah. Melon playground guy doesn't know anything about being white.
Because he's green, by the way.
Melon playground guy says, Jar Jar, what are you speaking? Speaking
English.
Gunganese. I'm speaking Gunganese.
Proper English. How does Star Wars just know what English is?
Because it's a film made by an American for Americans to watch.
Yeah,
And
but
so,
what? Did the United Kingdom just colonize Alderaan and Coruscant
No.
for them to speak English?
No. It would what would be the point of making an entirely new language and just adding English subtitles and having all the actors try to speak a fake alien language? That would be.
I mean,
it's so
I'd
much.
watch it.
It would be so much easier just to have people speak English.
I'd watch it if it was like that.
I'm sure you'd watch it. I'm sure everyone would still watch it, but it would just be a whole lot of extra work for nothing. Because people are gonna watch it anyways. They're speaking English now, and people are watching it. So why would they have to? Why would they come up with an entire language just for the sake of? Also, it happened in a galaxy a long time. It happened a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, which means that it couldn't have been colonized by the English because the English didn't exist when the Star Wars universe is happening. Because it happened a long time ago. No, not probably. It's not possible. Even if theoretically the Star Wars universe did exist, it happened a long time ago. A long time ago in galaxy terms is probably like maybe even millions of years ago. Okay, so there's no way that the English colonies or that the English could go into space and colonize planets that were, around millions of years ago. So.
Enough, Jar Jar. Get back to your Duolingo.
That's right. I have to do my Duolingo. Where is it?
Oh, I actually do have to do my Duolingo. Hold on.
Here it is. Here it is. I've unlocked leaderboards. Check out this week's competition. I'm gonna beat all the competition.
Hola, buenos días.
Hola, buenos días.
Ella, hola.
Hola, buenos días.
Oh, you're actually in Duolingo.
Yeah.
Mujer.
Mujer, woman.
Soy.
Soy. I am.
Él.
Él. He.
Gracias.
Gracias. Thanks. Alright, so what's the difference between speaking Portuguese and speaking Spanish? Is it pretty similar?
The whole language,
Gracias.
the accents?
Buenas noches.
I know they're different, but are they also very similar? I mean, because they come from the same root language, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Yes, they do.
So, like,
words,
are there a lot of words that are similar, though?
There are. Many.
Like what's your word for thank you?
Obrigado.
Obrigado.
Yeah.
What's your word for hello?
Hola.
Hola. So it's same. It's the same. Almost.
It's the same, but
It's the
not,
same.
but
Hola,
not,
hola.
written the same.
Ah, ¿qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa?
In
Comes.
Spanish, it's with a H at the start. In Portuguese, there's no H.
Oh, you guys took the H off. I guess it
Yeah.
makes more sense because you can write it faster. Only 3 letters instead of 4. Hola. Gracias. Buenos días.
Noches. Comes.
Buenas noches.
Noches.
Not buenos días. Gracias.
This
buenas
dude
noches.
you're with, Jar Jar, sounds like Master Black.
Wait, what?
Melon.
Wait, Melon said what?
This dude you're with, Jar Jar, sounds like Master Black.
Actually, he doesn't sound anything. I think Melon Playground Guy just needs to go to his ear doctor to get his ears checked. You do not sound like Master Black, actually. Master Black is like, he's Bulgarian. He has a very distinct accent, and you do not have a Bulgarian accent. Like, I would recognize right away what you sound like compared to what he sounds like. It's very different. Bulgarian, like, the Slavic accent is very pronounced, so not even close. Emperor Palpatine says, George, are you feeling alright? You're speaking weirdly. Yeah. ¿Qué pasa, Emperor Palpatine? ¿Qué pasa, calabaza? Sí, señor.
Leche.
Leche, milk.
Adiós.
Adios. Goodbye.
Agua.
What's your word for goodbye?
Ciao.
Ciao? Okay, so it's like it's Portuguese is like a mix of Spanish and Italian.
Yeah. Probably because Spanish, French,
it's like
and
right there,
Italian
though.
Isn't
Portugal like
romance.
right next to Spain?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so Spain, Portugal, Italy, they're like all right next to each other. I can see how they're
connected, yeah.
Very similar.
Agua.
Agua, water.
Niña.
Niña, girl. What's your word for boy and girl?
Menino, menina.
Okay, it's kind of close to niña and niño. Hello is hola.
Hola.
Hola. Mucho gusto.
Adiós. Buenas noches.
Basically, Portuguese is from the same language family as French, Spanish, Italian, and Romanian. So
yeah, they're
Romance.
It all comes out of
called.
it all comes out of Rome, though, right? That's why it's called
Yeah.
like Romance languages.
Adiós. Buenas noches.
Adios. 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 Okay, there's an accent over the O. I didn't know that. Buenos noches
Adios.
is good night.
Yep.
Is that what it is in
Pretty.
Portuguese too?
It's boa noite.
Buenas noches.
How do you say sorry in Portuguese?
Desculpa.
Disculpa. Okay,
Yeah.
so like in Spanish, disculpe is like excuse me, but then lo siento is for sorry.
Excuse me is also desculpa.
Okay, so it's
Or
like both.
Hola.
either
Mucho
you say desculpa
gusto.
or you say desculpa.
Okay,
it has
Desculpa.
it has its variants.
but in this Duolingo lesson, it's disculpe. Disculpe is excuse me. But I don't
But
think
here's
it's
the
like
thing,
an
though, in
excuse me, like I'm sorry kind of excuse me. It's more like I
Yeah.
bumped into you, excuse me.
Yeah, I know.
Hola. Mucho
But in
gusto.
Duolingo, you can't learn Portuguese from Portugal. There's only Brazilian.
Wait, they don't have Portuguese on Duolingo?
They don't
Mucho
have it
gusto.
from Portugal. They only have it from Brazil.
Wait, they have Portuguese from Brazil?
Yep.
What?
So basically,
Huh? Is there
to-
Portugal
to-
in Brazil
to,
that
to
I
put
don't
it
know
to put
about?
it to put it in another way, it's basically like Duolingo only putting English from America
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
and not having English from Britain.
So they have
it's how we
Portuguese.
feel.
So they got Portuguese from Brazil, but not Portuguese from actual Portugal. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
Because
I originally actually wanted to learn Spanish from Mexico. Like I wanted to learn Mexican Spanish and not just like Spanish. But I don't think they have that on Duolingo.
Spanish is Spanish.
Yeah, I know, but I also know that
I know
like,
it has its
the
differences.
different people,
but
the different Spanish-speaking countries have like their own, they have like their own little quirks to them. And I know Mexican Spanish is it's mostly the same as it's kind of like the difference between like someone from Michigan talking to someone from Texas, I guess. It's like we'll still be able to, or someone from Michigan talking to someone from England. Like we still understand each other for the most part, but then there are some words where like I don't know what that means.
But the
dialect is different enough that it's kind of weird.
Don't you already learn Spanish in America?
I didn't. No.
You didn't?
No, I didn't. I mean,
Why?
I learned a
like
little.
a class you can
I
choose?
learned a little bit of Spanish, but it was like barely anything. So.
Yeah.
Emperor Palpatine says, "Are you guys making up languages or what?" No, I'm not making up any languages. Type the
Spanish
missing
is a real
word.
language, by the way.
It's hola, mucho gusto. Well, Emperor Palpatine doesn't know that Spanish is a real language because he's kind of sheltered, uncultured, and like the place in the world that he lives is just it's almost like North Korea, communist North Korea. Like he doesn't know anything about the outside world. So as far as he's concerned, the only languages that exist to him are like English and Norwegian. So he doesn't really know anything about anything else. Like, if you were to ask him...
Buenos días. Mucho gusto.
If you were to ask him who lives in Mongolia, like, he probably wouldn't even know that there was a place called Mongolia. So... DNSO, Darth Nihilist says hello, welcome. How's it going? I was editing DNSO. I was editing a little while ago, but right now I'm taking my Duolingo lesson. Otherwise... No. Oh, he's back.
Also taking
he's
my
back
Duolingo
in another
lessons.
form. Look at that. Welcome back, Darth Nihilus. So, buenos dias, mucho gusto. That's good morning. Nice to meet you. All right.
Mucho gusto. That is so weird.
What?
I did not know that's how you say nice to meet you in Spanish.
Buenos dias, mucho gusto is nice to meet you. I don't really know why, because if you look at the meanings of the words mucho and gusto, I just don't see how it forms the sentence nice to meet you, because the words by themselves, I don't know, it's like mucho is a lot, and then gusto is like a pleasure, like pleased or you like. So it's like a lot like. That's basically what you're saying when you say mucho gusto. It's a way of saying nice to meet you, but like a lot like or like a lot. That just I don't get why that's used as a greeting.
Mucho gusto.
A lot like a lot. Huh? Make harder. Thanks. Good night. All right. Thanks. Good night. That's gracias. Buenas. Yeah. Write this in Spanish. Thank you. Goodbye. That's gracias. Adios. And then, good morning, nice to meet you. Okay, so that's, buenos dias. Mucho gusto. What? Oh, I spelled it wrong.
What
It's
did you-
Buenos Dias, not Buenas. Look, it's one
Buenos.
letter. I got one letter wrong. Come on.
Buenos.
Buenos, not Buenas. It's Buenas.
You wrote Buenas. You wrote Buenas.
It's Buenas noches, but it's Buenos Dias. For the day, it's the male. It's the male version of Buenos. It's
Why'd
Buenos.
you still write Buenas?
It's the male, but at night it's the female. Buenas. So Buenos noches, and then Buenas Dias. So male for the daytime, female for the nighttime. It's a gendered language. It's a bisexual language. Spanish is a bisexual language. It does not account for other genders. Only two genders, male and female. Write this in Spanish. Goodbye, Juan. How do you... Oh, I'm gonna remember it. Adios, Juan. Adios, Juan.
There we go. I finished my
Alright.
my Duolingo.
Buenos. Yeah. There. Oh, the dia says the... Okay. Ho ho! 94%. That's pretty good.
Nice.
Emperor Palpatine says... When did you become so smart?
But you got what, a streak of 8 days now?
I've always been this smart. I've just been hiding my power, that's all.
You got an 8-day streak now?
I think so.
Gracias.
Gracias is thanks.
Wait, are you doing another?
Yeah, I got to.
Manzana.
Manzana is apple. Manzana. What's apple in
Oh.
Portuguese?
Maçã.
Okay, so it's like almost the same. Manzana is apple.
Sí.
Si. Yes. What's yes in Portuguese?
Sim.
Oh, si. Okay. Si.
Soy.
No, it's written S-I-M.
Por favor.
S-I-M?
No.
Si?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pronounced like that, but it's...
Si. Si.
Yo.
Yes. It's like that.
No. Por favor. No.
Por favor.
No.
No. So, please no. Please no.
Sí, por favor.
Sí, por favor. That's, I think it's S-I?
Darth Nihilus.
Yes.
Nihilus wants to know what country do you live in.
Palpatine. He wants to know what country Palpatine lives in.
Oh, Palpatine.
Yeah.
I mean, he lives in space.
No, lo siento.
Palpatine lives in the country that's filled with people that are not really that bright. But we still love them.
France?
But they're just they're not as smart as other people, but
Is it France?
they're still they're very special.
No, lo siento.
Lo siento.
Lo
Siento. Not la siento.
No, gracias.
No gracias. She said no gracias.
Oh, Denmark.
Oh, he lives in Denmark. I thought it was Norway.
What?
But he lives in Denmark.
Did you call people for Norway? Not that.
Not Norway.
Right?
Denmark, of course. He lives in the country that owns Greenland. He lives in the country that owns Greenland. But soon enough, we're gonna own Greenland. Donald Trump's gonna take it by force. He's gonna threaten Denmark with nuclear bombs.
That looks very close to what happened in World War II, by the way. Just explained. Oop.
Hey there.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Pardon me. Oh, Master Qui-Gon. I was beginning to think you'd never come.
It's always here, Jar Jar. Just when ready to see. Right, what did you send me?
I'm doing my Duolingo lesson right now.
Yeah, you only know
Perdón,
Denmark because
Juan.
of Greenland.
Please no is por favor no.
Didn't in Spanish.
Por
Perdón,
favor,
Juan.
no. Sí, por favor.
Sí,
por
por
favor.
favor.
Ah, sí, por favor. Gracias. Sí, lo siento. Sí. I need ideas. I need ideas for the
De nada,
for the
Juan.
upcoming Boba Fett Minecraft video. I have an idea of some of the things I want to do already. One of the things I want to do is it's going to be a little bit of a different style compared to the last one. I'm probably going to make it like it's going to be a Boba Fett Minecraft video, but he's going to be like narrating his own video. It's going to be kind of like it's going to be kind of like the narration from the one Clone Wars narration. Like I remember entering the overworld like it was yesterday. It was hot. Nothing at all like the simulations on Camino. And so he's gonna he's gonna describe everything that he's doing in Minecraft. Like he's gonna describe the mining, building things, the villagers, all that stuff. So it's gonna be like a diary, a war diary. But I do need ideas for the different scenes. I already know I'm going to use the scene of him firing the missile into the distance and then turning around to look at the camera, like he does in Mandalorian Season 2, where he tracks with his little tracking thing, and then he fires the missile off his back and blows up the ship. Instead, it's gonna be like something. There's gonna be something in the distance that he's gonna fire at, and it's gonna blow up. Could be the Ender Dragon, actually. But he's gonna use his flamethrowers. He's gonna start stuff on fire, and I don't know if I'll have him use a bow and arrow or if he'll just use his blaster. I'll see if I'm able to actually replace or put a bow and arrow in his hand, but I don't think I'll do that. And that I won is you are welcome one. And that I won.
Lo siento.
Lo siento. Sorry.
Lo siento.
Perdón, Juan.
Perdón, Juan. That's pardon me, Juan.
I got
You are
12 more days before my streak turns to 700.
12 more days?
Yeah, my streak's at 688, so...
688?
Yep.
Damn, you're advanced.
I mean, it's pretty easy. I'm learning Italian, so...
Emperor Palpatine says, wow, you only know Denmark because of Greenland, Jar Jar? Seriously? Yeah. We only know about Denmark because we're going to take Greenland from whoever owns it currently. And so that's why we know about Denmark. Other than that, we wouldn't even know about Denmark because it's an irrelevant country. No one even speaks about it. It's never in the news for anything because it doesn't do anything. The people there don't do
What
anything.
a jerk.
It's an irrelevant country, so...
Jesus.
America
Name
is the
more
center of the world.
I bet you could name like 10 countries on the map of Europe.
I can actually. There's Spain, and there's Italy. There's France. That's 3. That's 3. There's the Netherlands. That's 4. There's Denmark and Norway. That's 5, 6. There's Switzerland. That it's in Europe, but they're not part of the European.
It's a country, okay?
Yeah, it's in Europe, but they're not part of the European.
I am living in Switzerland, by the way. It's a country.
And then, well, I know it's a country. I was just saying they're not part of the European Union, as far as I know. I don't think.
Yeah, but we're talking geopolitical.
Okay, so and then there's Germany.
Yeah.
Which I think we're at 8 countries, right? That's 8 countries.
We are at 8.
Yeah. Yep. And then there's Did I say Switzerland or Sweden?
You did.
Okay.
Already, you said Switzerland.
So Sweden then. That's 9.
Yeah.
And then
we were talking about a certain country like 10 minutes ago.
And then there's Poland.
Oh my god.
Could you actually show them on a map then?
And Portugal. And there's Portugal.
There we go. I was waiting for that.
That's 11. I just named 11 countries in Europe.
So
I think
congratulations.
10, I think 10 of them are in the European Union. So
Switzerland isn't.
I know. I said 10 of the 11 that I mentioned.
Because they're neutral.
All right. So now it's your turn. It's time to name at least 10 states of the United States of America.
Oh crap! I don't know any of the states. Like what? California, Texas. That's 2.
That's 2.
Washington is a state.
3.
Can I help?
Yeah, sure.
I'll give you a hint.
The chicken state.
I'll give you a hint. There's a state where 2 big towers fell in 2001.
Oh damn.
Which state is that?
Where's a city? Is it?
Well, it's a state. The city is in the state. What state is it?
Telling.
And the city is also named after the state.
Oh, New York. Oh.
Yeah, that's 4. We're at 4. We got 4 states out of 50. We got 4 states.
Did he say Florida?
That's 5.
No. South Carolina is our state.
Hawaii.
6. If there's a South Carolina.
There's a North Carolina.
Yeah, 7.
Oh, there's the 2 Dakotas.
8, 9.
North and South.
North and South. You got it. That's 9 states. You only need 1 more.
Alberta.
Alberta is in Canada.
Oh right, sorry.
Oh damn.
I don't know anything about America.
Oh Jesus.
Oh, is Minnesota
Minnesota.
State?
There it is. There's 10. You win. You got 10 out of 50.
Minnesota.
You're welcome, Juan. That's nada Juan.
Denmark is a country.
Yeah, Denmark.
Denmark is a country.
Denmark is a country.
Classic Americans.
Wait, Qui-Gon, which country are you from?
Belgium.
Belgia.
Oh wait, that's not very well.
Perfect lesson, 100%. I win. 10 gems. I got 10 gems. I got 2x I got a double XP boost. I'm like I'm an expert Spanish speaker already.
Wait, but from
I'll be fluent.
From which from which part of Belgium? French or German?
Flanders.
Oh yeah, there's Belgium too. That's a country.
Flanders.
Belgium.
Yeah, the Dutch
So
speaking.
that's what mostly French then.
And
Dutch.
and there's England and
Oh, Dutch.
Scotland
Oh, Dutch.
and
Oh.
Ireland.
I forgot Dutch is like.
I am Flemish, but we speak Dutch in Flanders.
Flemish?
No,
Yes.
Flanders.
Explain yourself, Qui-Gon. What's this
Flanders.
Flemish thing about? Explain that.
Belgium exists out of two regions: the Dutch-speaking Flanders and the French-speaking Wallonians.
Bolognians?
Wallonians. Essentially the French-speaking part, and the Flemish are the Dutch-speaking part of Belgium.
Bro, so it's almost like a Canada, except instead of speaking English and French, it's like German and French. But I mean, what a I forgot.
What?
What's the other?
Dutch.
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 Okay, Dutch. So it's almost like
It's almost like Canada,
it's
but
like the opposite of South Africa.
what's the opposite of that?
Got Dutch and French.
Yep.
Probably a lot safer than South Africa too.
Yes. I mean, not in Antwerp, but for the rest it's safe.
Why? What's wrong with Antwerp? What happened there?
That's the capital of the drugs.
Capital of the drunks. What do they
The
drink?
drugs.
What? Oh, drugs.
I'm sure.
What kind of drugs do they do there?
Antwerp.
I think it's just cocaine, regular.
Cocaine?
What
Really?
drugs?
98% pure
Do
methamphetamine.
they do meth over there?
No, ketamine, and MDMA.
Oh shit, MDMA. What is MDMA? Does MDMA come from
ecstasy.
a mushroom or is it fully synthetic?
I don't know about things
think-
about drugs. I don't.
I'm pretty sure MDMA is fully synthetic. I think I'm like 90% sure MDMA was fully synthetic. Like it was just made in laboratory.
MDMA is synthetic.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure you can't find MDMA anywhere.
Why would you want to find MDMA in nature?
Yeah, good question. It's
Why do
illegal.
people want to find it in now?
Because it gets the money.
It's exciting. It helps with the rave experience.
So I just want to find a random mushroom in the forest and just say, oh look, methylenedioxymethamphetamine.
Oh,
How great.
hey, look. It's mushroom.
It's mushroom.
I remember. Oh look, a power up.
Like that plumber game.
It's like that game with the plumber with the blue overalls. I'll get bigger.
And look at Tetsu.
Or I'll gain multicolored fire powers, and I'll be able to throw fireballs at people. So, I'm working on this Bluey video here, and then after that, I'm doing the Boba Fett one. Because my last Bluey video didn't really get that many views. Why not? What happened?
It's dying off.
The audience has had enough of Bluey?
Yes.
No, but there's more little kids out there to gather in.
To exploit.
There's more little kids out there that haven't yet seen. Like my biggest Bluey video, it's still got at least 1 to 2 million in the tank. Like,
Well,
at the least.
I think it's because of the Wumpa. This maybe because it's children. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't think it looked that scary.
Yeah, but yeah, who knows?
Um,
I'm not a child. I'm not a child.
I think I don't know. I think it's because it needs to feature either Bluey or Bingo with a lightsaber in their hands or electricity coming out of their finger. Cause that other one, the Bluey and Bingo vs. Darth Vader, that video, the thumbnail that won out of the 3 thumbnails that I put up was the thumbnail of Bingo shooting lightning out of her hands. So that one got big viewership. Only 3 months ago, 1.3 million views. That's big time. Muffin blows up the Death Star also got 300K.
Is this Kiadi the image? What the hell?
Oh yeah, I was messing around with another AI video thing that I found. I've been messing with it. That's where the Kiadi Mundi without the beard thing that I sent you came from. Which I might start using that. But you know, people it's weird because like people complain about the AI stuff, but I don't know. I think it's just the way. I think it's not necessarily that I'm using the AI. It's just that I need to integrate it better into the video so it doesn't look so AI. So that it looks less AI. What do you think? What do you think?
Wonderful.
Ooh, Bluey vs. General Grievous is at 660K.
The damn Belgium gif.
I'm still disappointed that Bluey vs. the Rebels didn't get that many views. Because I would say I put a lot of effort into that one.
I mean, Blue and Bingo got good after that, so
yeah. Melon Playground Guy says, "Don't make him look like you're doing a Mr. Beast move, Guard."
Are you from the Netherlands or also from Belgium, Joe?
Nah, I just know a couple words, but I'm not from Belgium or Netherlands. I'm from Portugal.
Okay. Surprised you know that good. You know, very good. Oh well.
I'm just like I know a couple ones, but I'm also trying to inspire myself off of just English and German because that's literally what I think Dutch is like.
Kinda.
Dutch is quite literally just a mix of English and German.
True. Yeah, it is.
That's why he's got such a good British accent. Oh, shut up, mate.
Oh, why don't you indeed shut up?
Master Qui-Gon.
Yes.
I think we might need a road from the tower. I want to start, like, connecting all this stuff together.
You want a road all the way from the village to the tower? Are you insane?
Can it be
You know
done?
how far-
Can it be done?
It cannot be done.
Can it
It's
be
way
done?
too far.
Can it be done, Qui-Gon? It will. It
No.
will be built, or I will die, Master. Master Qui-Gon, why can't you build one?
It's way too far out. Spawn in the village is like
Yeah.
100
You're-
blocks away.
You're like Admiral Piet from Return of the Jedi, but he asks the impossible.
No, that's Commander. I don't know.
Was that
Piet died in it. Piet died in Empire Strikes Back.
he did?
Yes. Apology accepted.
No,
No, wait, that's
no.
Captain Neat.
Yeah, that's Captain Nita.
Cap-
Piet was the guy that Vader liked.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. He was, because he was, I believe he was,
Wait, Admiral. He didn't like Admiral Ozzel, Vader.
yeah, Admiral Ozzel got choked out too. Artillery says that's a plot twist I never saw coming. Wait, what is a plot twist I never saw coming? I forgot, because there's two admirals that one of them got blown up in a ship, and the other one,
General. I know what you're talking about.
There's one in the one guy that, so the one guy that talks to Vader and says he asks the impossible is different from, I think, Admiral Piet.
Oh right,
They're two different guys.
JarJarStudios. It was JarJarStudios. I remember. It was Oh my god! You cannot send that.
Okay.
Wait, what did he send?
He sent Joseph Stalin doing some weird grease.
That's fine. It's Joseph Stalin, you know. The communists are allowed in the Discord, just not the other, just not the N words.
Just not capital. Oh!
The communists. You can have the communists.
Someone clip that.
But not the N words. Not the black kind of N words. Not those. The other ones. The other ones. The ones you can't say. You can't say either N word. Neither N word is allowed on YouTube.
What other N word are you talking about?
There's two N words. There's one for black people and there's one for white people.
There's one for Germans. Mainly Germans.
Yeah, pretty much mostly Germans, but also, you know,
Italians.
any white person that you disagree with, you just call them the N word, and they'll immediately say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I would never do that. I don't believe in that." And then you immediately win the conversation right then. All you have to do is just say they're that thing that believes in the thing, that believes in killing the people that live in the place in the Middle East. And once you say that, all discussion is turned off. You're done. You're donezo, buddy. Because you're obviously a hateful bigot. Melon says, and Napoleon. No, not Napoleon.
Oh,
No, but
Napoleon, the French. You know, I hate the French.
Artillery
hate the
says
French too.
Luke and Bluey are related now. Not necessarily. It just means that Bluey was adopted, you know? You know, when Darth Vader says, "I am your father," he just means adopted. Because it wouldn't be possible for him to be Bluey's actual father. So it's obviously he's an adopted dad. Which, I don't know, did you see the short? I made the short already.
Yeah, I saw it.
But I feel like this fight is so long in Empire Strikes Back, I'm gonna have to figure out how to shorten it down. Also, I need scenes in between to break up some of the things so that I can hide some of the mistakes. Because obviously, that's what I do in all the lightsaber fight videos, is I have to cut them up, otherwise it's very hard to like connect them together seamlessly and to make it look good. So I have to cut away. It's an editing trick. They do that in actual shows too. You know, when they don't have the budget to show something, they just cut away from it. They let you imagine what it was like. What happened?
Your
Well,
imagination.
you have to pretend that something happened because you can't. You don't have the budget to show this.
Interesting. But wait, Qui-Gon, if you live in the Dutch part of Belgium, do you also learn French there?
Sadly, yes.
Or is it completely like cut off?
I wish it was, because I hate the French with my entire heart and soul.
Wow. Why?
I mean, I live in the French part of Switzerland, but even I hate the French because, you know, at least here in Switzerland we say the correct way of saying numbers higher than 60. So
This language doesn't remotely make any sense. It's so stupid.
But do you know how to speak it?
Yes.
You can
Okay,
speak
so bien.
French,
Yes.
but you don't understand why it functions the way it does.
Me too. I can say the same.
It sucks. Nothing makes remotely sense about this language, and they're so arrogant and unwilling to learn any other language. So we have to learn their language, and that's why I hate the French so much.
That's how it works. If you refuse to cooperate, other people they have to cooperate with you instead.
Every single country learns English. The French are too arrogant to learn English. I hate them with my entire heart.
Wow, no hate. No hate is allowed.
Oh, French people should just stop existing.
Whoa, no.
I think the same.
No.
The langue stupide.
Artillery says German part of Switzerland. I dislike the French too. Oh boy.
See? No, I mean, no one likes the French.
Artillery hates the French too. Why does everyone hate the French? What do they do?
It's a well-known fact that everyone hates the French.
Oh.
Especially the verbs, by the way. I don't like it.
Yeah, I know. It's so stupid.
La conjugaison.
Oh. I cry every time when I have to do my French exam.
I am so lucky because since I'm an apprentice, I'm an apprentice at logistics, so we don't need to learn any languages, so I don't do French.
Oh, you lucky bastard.
Basically.
What do you mean Qui-Gon is cancelled, man?
Cancelled. Yeah, for racism.
It's not racism, everyone.
It's not racism. Everyone is just everyone just
It's not
shares
racism
a passion for
if
hating
everyone
friends.
does it. What?
Look at what I just sent in general.
God, I'm getting nightmares. Why would you have so many times as well? Like, it doesn't.
Parfait.
Oh, c'est longue stupide.
Emperor Palpatine says, "Oh yeah, French suck." Yeah, okay, Palpatine. Like you actually believe that? You're just saying that because everyone else said that.
There are
Emperor
there are more
Palpatine
than
wants
5
to-
variants of the past,
he wants to
5
be
variants
named-
of the present, 5 variants of the future.
5 variants of the present of what?
Like, you know, like future simple. Like in English, you have future
Yeah.
simple, like stuff like that. But in French, there are like 10 versions of.
Plus que parfait, which literally translated means more than perfect.
More than perfect.
Risky Bombay? Melon Playground guy says Qui-Gon killed them. He killed them all, every single one of them, not just the men, but the women and the children too. They're like animals. He said, wait, what? You just quoted the whole thing. You didn't even change it at all, except you said it's Qui-Gon. You said Qui-Gon did it.
Dude, what are Dude, try to translate from French to English all the verb types or whatever they're called.
Translate the scene of Anakin saying he killed them all to French.
Okay, sure.
Hold on, let me just get a copy paste because I don't know what he says in that exact moment.
Qu'il a tué, il a tout chacun d'entre eux, et pas seulement les hommes, mais aussi les femmes et les enfants. Ils sont comme des animaux. Il les camas. I can't read this.
Alright, I'm gonna need you to do that with a little bit more feeling. A little bit more emotion. More emotion!
Hold on. I need to. Je les ai tués. Je les ai tous tués. Ils sont morts. Fuck. Actually, wait. Every single one of them. How do you say that?
Qui les a tués? Il les a tués chacun d'entre eux.
Chacun d'entre eux. Et pas seulement les hommes, mais les femmes. Et aussi les enfants. Ils sont comme des animaux. Et moi je les ai. Et moi je les ai tués comme des animaux. Je les déteste!
Oh god, this language.
I feel it. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Oh.
Slaughtered them like animals, huh? They deserved it. Sand people deserved it. They are vicious, mindless monsters. Disgusting creatures. Oh, there's gotta be an easier way to do this. And there is. Gonna do a green screen of Darth Vader. It'd be easier to him.
J'ai ramené de la paix, la liberté, la justice et la sécurité à mon nouveau empire.
Melon Playground guy says Harry Potter spell language. Nah, well.
Harry Potter spell.
Well, that's more like Latin, but okay.
Yeah.
French is from Latin.
That's true.
Exactly.
Well, so is English and Spanish and
English is a combination of Latin and Celtic,
Romance.
I think.
Celtic. Yes.
And maybe a bit of Germanic, but I'm not sure about that.
Germanic
Dutch-
is. Yeah.
A little bit
Yeah,
of Denmarkian.
Denmark is Nordic.
It's Dutch. I think. I don't know. I have no
No.
idea.
Danish.
Not even?
Danish is either Germanic or Nordish. I'm not sure.
It's probably mostly Nordish. It's like right next to Norway.
Yeah, but if you look at a map.
Look at a map.
If you look at a map, you'll see that it's close. It's really connected to Germany. I don't care if it's not racism if everyone does. My Sir Qui-Gon Jinn being cancelled for saying I hate the French. I just saw that.
Dare you? How dare you?
I mean, everyone hates the French too. It's true.
It's true, yeah, it's a fact. It's a well-known
French
fact.
racism is very common here in Europe.
Wow. Horrible. Maybe that's why they feel so compelled not to learn anyone. They feel.
Yeah.
No, because
the
I think they're so superior, but they're not. They're really not.
I mean, if you try to learn French, then you go to France,
They make fun of
like
you.
to see if you actually learned something. Like you'll say like a pain de chocolat, and they're gonna be like, non, c'est pain de chocolat, sale fils de. Ouais,
No.
like you know.
J'ai pain de... No,
You know,
monsieur.
Non, monsieur.
You are,
C'est
you are el stupido.
Stupid, bro.
stupid.
No way, no way.
Les
This post
Américains,
was
c'est
fact
stupide.
checked. Hmm?
Nothing. That's the only thing. I can speak in a different language and Johnny I won't understand.
Yeah.
What do you mean I would support India?
Melon Playground guy says Qui-Gon would support India.
I don't even care about India. What even crap is going on?
What is that?
We weren't
even
even
mean?
talking about India, brother.
What are you talking about?
Jar Jar trying to do an Indian accent is so funny, man.
It is so over for you.
Sounds like a big Muslims.
It is over for you, my master.
I work with a Pakistani,
Mm.
and he said he's gonna work for Homeland Security and keep all the Indians out of America.
Oh my
'Cause
god.
the Pakistanis hate the Indians because they're always at war fighting each other.
They were almost at war.
Yeah, there was some kind of thing that happened recently. They're fighting each
Yeah.
other for something. I don't know.
They almost went to war.
What were they fighting over?
It says a certain region in the northernmost part of India. I forgot the name of it. Hold on, let's check. Google Maps can load. Okay, great. So. Kashmir.
Kashmir.
Yeah.
They were what were they fighting over? Just
They were fighting over that region
like,
called Kashmir.
But is it like resources or what are they
No,
fighting for? Particularly?
It's just
No, it's British borders drawn by a pencil. So.
yes.
British borders drawn by pencils. Oops.
The
Maybe we should have said that
British
straight
general
before.
just
Maybe they
fell
should
over.
have said it straight before they left. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the way the British conquered India was very smart, you know. Tribes against each other and stuff.
Is it like true conquering, or was it just like they came here to trade? They were basically
kind of both.
They were basically able to buy their way in, being in power. Like they didn't actually have to fight any.
Well, it was kind of both. The East India Company had their presence, and through the company, they set up, they orchestrated kind of wars between tribes and you know, locals, and kind of took over in that way.
Okay. So yeah, like they didn't fight, right? They just used their money and influence to get people to fight each other.
I mean, there was a difference between firepower, by the way. India versus the British is kind of a no-brainer back then.
I mean, I do think the Portuguese had ports in India. I think
they did have, yeah, and I'm sad that they don't have it anymore.
Sad they don't have ports in India anymore?
No, of course not. Wait, does Portugal have any ports left in India?
Where the port?
Nope, we don't have any.
Where the
They were annexed by India in 1961.
And they stole the ports from it.
I mean, technically, we came in their country first.
Yeah,
without their
they
permission.
let you in though. They let you in because of money. Money.
Civilized them.
Probably
Money.
not.
Just
like-
we civilized the Congo.
It's like what they did with Britain. Look, a lot of these countries, people don't want to admit it, but a lot of these colonized countries were only colonized because people wanted money, and they were willing
Exactly.
to let these bigger
That's what colonial.
countries come in
Exactly.
because they wanted
Then-
wanted stuff.
That's not.
No.
I mean, not really. Africa was really controlled by like local tribes and stuff. So it wasn't about the money.
It was about sending a message.
I mean, same with the Americas, mainly South America, but even the North had tribes and stuff.
Well,
Everyone had
America,
tribes at some
the
point.
colonization of America is very different from like Africa, because English people were not setting up colonies so that they could live there in Africa, whereas in America, people were actually moving there to live there. And so it was like a different situation in America. In America, we were like taking over the land, but in Africa, they're not taking the land per se to live on it. They're just extracting resources from
Slaves.
But keep in mind that the Berlin Conference was only in 1885, which is quite late.
1885.
Which is in 1885, the Berlin Conference set the borders for the colonial empires in Africa. So you have.
That's why Africa looks very
And
shitty.
they invited all the African leaders.
No, it was just
No.
the great empire.
Europeans. Yeah, just the British.
The British and the French, and then the Italians, the Spanish, and the Portuguese got all that's left of it.
Yep.
And the Germans as well.
Belgium as well, right?
Yeah, Belgium as
There
well.
was a bit of Belgium, yeah.
Yeah, don't ask what we did in Congo.
Yeah, don't ask what Belgium did in.
What did Belgium do in the Congo?
Hey, it's not my question to be asked. I'm not
What did the Belsh?
Don't
What did the Belsh do in the Congo?
I don't think he wants to know what the Belgians do.
Basically brutal exploitation and violence.
Yes.
Exploitation.
Forced labor,
Forced
mass
labor.
killings,
Mass
mutilation.
If you didn't a collection of rubber, we would cut off your hand.
Whoa.
I'm not joking. This is generally what happened in Congo.
Yeah.
Damn.
It was all under our great king, King Leopold II.
The second.
Alan Playground guy
He
says
was a-
it
he was
about
a
the
great
Galaxy
man.
Gas Saw Guerrero wanted.
It was never about the money.
It was always about the Galaxy Gas.
It was about the hot women.
Ooh, hot women. Oh,
The Portuguese.
the hot African women.
No, the whole South Americans.
Oh, the South. Oh, yeah. Well, it's interesting. There's a lot of misconceptions about some of the stuff that, like, when it comes to the South Americas, it is true that some of the atrocities they said happened, but by and large, the vast majority of the intermingling between the Spanish and the native it's not consensual. The reason why is because a lot of the Spaniards were considered to be higher class than the native population, so the women naturally gravitated towards them and wanted to marry them. So it was kind of a class thing as well.
I mean, here's the thing, though.
I don't deny that there were probably plenty of instances of abuse, but by and large, the vast majority of the reason why there was so much intermingling is because the ladies of the native population wanted to level up, basically.
Let me just clue you in. So basically, you're just some guy living peacefully in America before obviously getting colonized by the Spanish, and you can clearly see that they have guns that can pretty much kill you in one shot, which you don't have, and they ask you to marry them and shit. Would you deny them? Because if you would deny them, I'm pretty sure you'd get shot, so they had no choice.
No, you don't really understand how guns worked back then. Bows and arrows and the superior forces of the natives would have been sufficient to kick out any of the forces that the Europeans had sent there. The reason why they were able to take over is because a lot of the tribes over there actually hated the centralized authority tribes. The reason why a lot of the tribes joined the Spaniards to help them in their war against other tribes is because those tribes were doing the same things that the Spaniards ended up doing to them. They were the ones that were taking their men and cutting out their hearts and taking their women from them, and so they hated those other tribes. They hated the Aztecs. And so a lot of those tribes banded around the Spaniards to help them. Because if they had all just rejected the Spaniards would have had no chance. They were able to survive in battle longer because of their armor, but ultimately, bows and arrows, if you take a trained archer and a trained archer is far more accurate than a musket. The only reason why muskets ended up taking over the world was because you could essentially get a large group of people that you didn't have to train very much to just point their guns in a single direction and pull the trigger, and you could do a lot of damage. But if it came down to what weapons were better at the time, bows and arrows were still far superior because they were far more accurate if you had someone who was trained with a bow and arrow. Problem is, it would take a whole lot longer to train someone with a bow and arrow, and it was a lot more expensive. But it was really cheap to train people to use muskets. And so that's why muskets took over. But muskets at the time were not superior to bows and arrows. And so any decently trained person with a bow and arrow could hit far more targets than someone that had a musket, because muskets were highly inaccurate at the time. And they also had much less range than bows and arrows. So like when it came to like weaponry, the Spaniards wouldn't have had a chance if they hadn't had support from other tribes that were already part of the native population.
Keep in mind the Spaniards still use swords as well as what's it called again? The cannons, the artillery also would have dominated. I think, yeah.
How would it be more expensive to train people with bows and arrows than muskets?
Because it's, like I said, it's easier to train people to line up and point their weapons in a direction and pull the trigger than it is to train someone to learn how to fire a bow and arrow. The amount of time it would take to create someone who's able to accurately fire arrows at people and in an efficient and dangerous, like lethal manner is much harder than muskets. You can give almost anyone a musket once you teach them the basics of like how to reload it. All they have to do is just like point it. Especially, and I'm talking about with the warfare of the past, where you have like lines of infantry, and basically you do this scatter shot method where everyone just shoots in the same direction, and something is going to hit the enemy. It's not like everyone was like hiding behind a rock and firing a single shot. They didn't really do warfare like that for a while until
Napoleon.
I think you're mainly referring to the muskets from like the 19th and 18th century.
Yeah, the early, like the early that kind of stuff. Yeah, as well as
colonialism began in the 15th and 16th century, which
so the muskets would have been even more primitive than that before they had started to develop. So
I own a musket for home defense.
And also the other part that makes them inferior is like to bows and arrows is because of the loading time. The only way you can win is if you're able to overwhelm people with like volley fire, basically. But if you're the Spaniards and you arrive on a couple ships and you only got like 50, 60 men, you need help. So the help came from, like I said, the surrounding tribes, and also, as I said, there were plenty of atrocities, plenty of our wordings, terrible things that were done by the Spaniards to natives. But I'm saying the vast majority of the intermingling was consensual. That is that the people that were arriving were significantly wealthier than the natives. And if you know anything about human nature, then you know that people like to seek out better lives for themselves, and women like to do that too. And so if there's handsome men arriving from another country that have a lot of money, I mean, this is the whole philosophy. This is the whole reason why the Western men can go to the Philippines, or why they do go to the Philippines to like get a wife, because it's easier because they're wealthier. Their money goes farther, and so they're more sought out by the native population, because not only because they're exotic, because they look different from everyone else, but also because they have money, and so it makes them more desirable. And that's just the way humans are. It's not like necessarily an exclusively female thing or a male thing. It's just that males have the option to do that. So rich people come from Spain, and native women want money. They want good lives for themselves, and maybe they don't want to live in the dirt with their native men. I don't know. So it's about, like I said, there's without a doubt, plenty of instances of bad things happening, people abusing their power, but I'm inclined to think that people are more rational actors, and the reason why there was, like I said, so much mixing to the point where there's basically an entirely new type of population that exists called Mexicans, which are like basically a combination of the Spaniards and the Aztecs. And that exists because it was, by and large, mostly consensual. It wasn't necessarily forced. It was just it's a natural consequence of wealthier people coming into a poor country. I'm saying it's a combination of both. It's not either or.
Yeah.
Interesting. Indeed.
Indeed. Like Count Dooku. Indeed. What's that one? That's one guy in the robe goes like, and then Count Dooku says, "Indeed."
If I told you the Spanish couldn't win against the natives.
That's not true. The Jedi would be aware of it.
Dark side of the Force has curved their judgment.
Trinkets and beads have clouded their judgment, my friend. Hundreds of tribes are now under the control of Christopher Columbus. Who is in fact not a Spaniard, but an Italian. And America, North America, South America. It's called America because of an Italian map maker. Aliens.
Amerigo
the
Vespucci.
Romans. Even then, the Romans were marked.
Italy didn't exist back then. Unification of Italy was
Roman Empire.
Roman Empire didn't exist. It was, I think, Holy Roman Empire at that time.
What was it called then?
It was part of the Holy Roman Empire.
It was called the Holy Roman Empire, not Italy.
No. So after the fall of Rome, Rome fell into two empires. You had the Byzantine Empire, which was the Balkans and Greece and Turkey and stuff. Yeah, Bulgaria, those regions.
Master Black?
Which would later become the Ottoman Empire. And then the Europe side became an empire that would fall into different empires and you know, very chaotic. And at some point you had the French, and then the Holy Roman Empire, which is largely Germany, the Netherlands, Belgium, Austria, and Italy. Also parts of Poland and Czechoslovakia. Czech Republic, sorry. Czechoslovakia doesn't exist anymore.
Wait, what is Czechoslovakia replaced by right now?
Czechia and Slovakia.
Czechia and Slovakia? What the?
Yeah.
It was one country before, after World War One. After World War One, it became one country. It then split somewhat after World War Two, I believe.
Man, it should come back, bro. I wasn't alive to see it. We should make a petition to bring back Czechoslovakia.
So if Germany split, would it be like Germ and Any, or would it be like Ger and Manny?
No, it would be like 20 different sovereign states like before. Like the Holy Roman Empire.
Before the unification of Germany, would have Prussia, Bavaria, and the other smaller states.
Maybe they should do it again.
What? Do what?
Split up.
How?
That doesn't make sense. Why would you split up a country that speaks the same language?
They can make the mini European Union inside the European Union.
But technically, Germany already Germany already made the European Union. I mean, I think. Not sure, but
yeah, they did.
The European...
They did in 1939 when they marched into Poland. That's when they tried to start the first European Union. Didn't really work out though.
That's fine.
Wasn't the kind of European Union people wanted though.
No. Definitely not.
Definitely not.
I just want to see Jar Jar explaining the history of Europe.
Oh, bro, you can't build this union here. Nobody wants this.
Wait. Shut up, mate. Honestly.
He said "shut up, mate" in the most British way.
Oh, shut up, mate.
Honestly, what the crap is...
Oh, shut up, mate. Oh, mate.
Go back
God,
to
that is
platform
most
10 and a
definitely
half
such
where
a
you
conundrum.
belong.
Why didn't you go back? Yeah, and I don't know.
Go back to platform
It's
10 and a half.
such a conundrum. I say, it's getting pretty hot in here. May I have a bowl of water, please?
Oh,
Yeah, enough with the British races.
I have some agua fresca, please.
I'm in Switzerland. I'm neutral, but I mean, I'm still racist to everyone.
Whoa.
Right, neutral.
Yeah,
Right.
Switzerland, neutral.
As a-
Just like the
we're
banking clan,
neutral.
just like the banking clan in Star Wars, give money to everyone on both sides of the war.
Like,
I
you
mean,
know,
during World War II, we kept gold from either sides.
from
Yeah.
Benito Mussolini.
They're literally like
Yes.
they're literally like the banking clan from Star Wars.
Yeah, we literally are. We
The
kept we
banking
kept the
clan.
gold from the Empire during World War II.
You guys are fighting. We don't give a shit. You can give us the money.
Nah, actually, we kept it. We kept it.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, whoever loses, you keep the money from their side, like a win-win.
Yeah.
If the Allies lost, you can keep all the money from their side. That would have been crazy.
If
Switzerland.
the Allies lost, by the
Switzerland
way, we
City.
would be speaking German probably.
No.
You're already speaking
No.
German in Switzerland.
If you look at, I've watched.
No,
those-
us, like all of us, right here.
in Switzerland. In Switzerland? No, I don't. I mean,
We speak 4 languages.
Auf die Heide ist...
Auf der Heide blüht ein...
Delta Ray, welcome, and Bombadil. Know what's going on? But no,
French,
I think
German,
if-
Italian,
I
and
think
Romansh.
I think if the Germans won World War II, and that'd be a big if.
We
if
would
they did,
be speaking German at
I-
this point.
I don't
They-
think we would all be speaking German. Number
We
one,
would.
because it would not have been like. First of all, America. If you understand how difficult it is or was to even go across something as small as the English Channel, like militarily speaking, you understand that would be a literal impossibility. I mean, we're talking about there is no physical, possible, logistical way that the Germans would ever be able to take over the United States of America. And
Bringing
so
up
I would
logistics
not be
to an
speaking
apprentice of
German.
logistics.
I
Not-
would
not
not be speaking
America.
German.
But
100%. But
if
maybe some people in Europe would be, but I don't think necessarily that they would have a ton of influence. I mean, because
They would.
there's a difference between like beating someone in a war and then being able to occupy their country for like an indefinite period of time. And the Germans did not have that capacity. Like they didn't.
But
simply
you
did
literally
not have
said
the
if the
manpower.
Allies won, if the Allies lost.
Yeah, I know if they lost the war, but even if they lost the war, that Germany would still not be able to occupy any of the Allied countries for a significant period of time, because they just logistically they didn't have the manpower necessary to do that.
Wouldn't the Allies losing technically mean Germany occupying them?
No,
No,
not
no,
necessarily, because that's not. You don't have to be occupied to lose a war. And there are many countries that will lose wars, and they'll make concessions, and there will be agreements that are made, but the country itself won't be occupied by the opposing force.
Could be puppeted.
So
Yeah, puppet states. Yeah.
So like the Allies would probably have to make once they lost, they would have to make agreements to like make reparations and stuff. But like the Germans would not be. They, like I said, they wouldn't have the capacity to actually be occupied. And if they did, it wouldn't be too much longer before they would eventually have to fight another war and then probably lose that war.
Saying that the Germans didn't start Operation Barbarossa and would have focused on the British front or on invading Britain, I doubt the Americans would have had much of a chance to free Europe. I think.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think the Americans would even have needed to free Europe. Like I said, I think after a certain period of time, like maybe it would have been 10 years at the max, maybe 20 years at the max, which is a long time, but it's not not an extremely long period of time.
If you just want an alternate history of the world, just play Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein.
Oh, rifle.
just play Wolfenstein.
What is Wolfenstein? I think I've seen it. It's like a shooter, right?
It is. Do you want to clue me in on what Wolfenstein? Wolfenstein 2, to be exact.
What kind? It's kind of like Duke Nukem, right?
Is it like Duke Nukem?
I don't know, the way the style of the gameplay. That's what I mean. Like the way the game plays.
I mean, I've never played Duke Nukem, so I don't really know how the gameplay's like.
Bombadil says, if the Germans used the captured alien technology, they could have won. That's true, that's true. If they had used the captured alien technology on us, they could have won the whole war.
What captured alien technology?
That's... You don't know. Qui-Gon doesn't know. Bombadil, tell him about the captured alien technology. Qui-Gon, he doesn't know. Alright. Not everyone knows about the captured alien technology the Germans had. They also could have used the Ark of the Covenant, but you know.
The Germans just spent more on weapons, on tanks, on everything, and enslaved people, and that is how they got powerful. And the French did nothing.
And that's how the French lost.
The French thought that the Treaty of Versailles would save everything, and then
the French lost because they got cocky about their last win.
Actually, I
never
heard
really
that
moved
the French
on.
surrendered.
The French never really moved on from their last war.
No, they never did.
Didn't they try and fight the Germans with like cavalry or something in World War II?
They did, yeah. That's
they-
what I was talking about. They never moved on.
Charge them with horses. Attack!
Even the Polish fought the Germans on horses.
Bruh.
Against the tank.
I think we might
And the
be
French never bothered to extend their imagined line.
I mean, they couldn't because Belgium was a neutral country. They couldn't extend the machine.
Yeah, well, I mean, if I was a French general, I would have said, you know, what if, say, Germany just upped their budget a bit too much and decided to go through Belgium.
Yeah, the French didn't think. They didn't have a
Bombadil says, guys, I think Battlefront 3 should get rid of Ewok Hunt and produce Youngling Hunt.
Why are people still going on about this? Battlefront 3 is not coming.
Youngling Hunt could be an idea for a pretty funny video act. You know, I did like
just make a mod.
You know, I did Five Nights at JarJar's. I can figure out how to make like, if there's like a custom map for Battlefront 2 for like Jedi Temple, and it can be, I don't know if there's any mod for that, but it could be like walking around in the dark in the Jedi Temple. youngling hunt. You're looking for a youngling. And you get jump scared by younglings. They do like Five Nights at Freddy's jump scares on you. Like the younglings are they're the bad guys. That's the plot. Like the younglings. They're ravenous, crazy Jedi younglings.
Qui-Gon, is your time zone different from mine?
Imperial propaganda was
I don't think
is
so.
Is it 1 more hour or?
It's 4 minutes before it's 12 o'clock in the night for me.
Oh, okay, for me as well. 23.
Okay. Oh, you guys are in the same time zone.
23:57.
It's Europe.
Crazy.
Freude schonen Günther Funken
Why is Bruce singing that one song?
The one
It's the European anthem.
European anthem? No. Welcome in Europa, bleibt hier halt Dotra Europa.
Europa.
Jar Jar wouldn't understand.
Something about
No, he wouldn't.
It's the mindset of a European.
Europe.
Hey, Jar Jar, you should make streams of you playing Wolfenstein 2.
Wolfenstein? I've never played Wolfenstein before. Like
Basically,
I've seen a few clips here and there, like gameplay.
Let's go to conquer Europe. As a certain Germany.
Bombadil says, poor Germany, they have to watch on while everyone else starts World War III without them. Respect though. Yeah, I think Germany's gonna sit this one out, actually.
Do we really want the Germans?
Do we want the Germans back in the game?
they'll wait for World War IV before they start up again.
Yeah, let the let the other countries destroy themselves, then join in on World War IV.
It's all part of the plan.
We'll see. We'll see World War IV when it's gonna be Switzerland versus I don't know, Congo.
Excellent.
Just because.
Well, the Germans are going to start invading Poland.
Yeah. They'll invade Gimbo.
Oh, the high. I'm not going to sing that.
You don't even know the lyrics, bro. Come on.
I don't know. I speak a little bit of German, but not much.
But you live in Belgium.
I speak.
Yes, we have a small German area in Belgium because of World War One.
Yeah. Are your roads like very shitty?
Yes, that is the Belgium watermark.
Jeez.
That is how we prevent the Germans from invading us.
just never fix the roads.
And you can't drive over the roads. You can't get there.
Yeah, you can't get through France through Belgium.
It's kind of like that once. There's like one spot in the Americas that they've tried but were completely unable to make a road through because there's so much swampland. So there's literally a road that goes all the way from the very bottom of South America all the way up through North America, except it's broken right in the center by a massive swamp that you cannot get through, and literally no one can build there. So
basically the whole road is just a road that connects South America to Center South America.
Yeah.
And then another one that connects center of America to North of America.
Yeah. I feel like they should be able to make the road though. Like,
why can't they make like? Wait, is the swamp like really big? Can't they just go around it?
No, like it's the entire way. Like, it's a massive area.
Hold on. Swamp USA Road.
What?
Pan American Highway? No.
I know there is a
Yeah, I
region in
think maybe
Panama
the
that's
Pan American.
so
It
dense.
might be the Pan American Highway. What
Yeah.
road goes all the way from North, South America?
Dees Highway.
Yeah, the Pan American Highway. It's not a single continuous road. The Darien Gap, stretch of jungle between Panama and Colombia, interrupts the highway and requires travelers to bypass it by ferry or other means. Stretches all the way from Alaska all the way to
Alaska to
all the way to
Argentina.
like this all the way to the very tip of the south.
Basically Argentina.
But the Darien Gap is a 66-mile stretch of roadless wilderness. That's quite a lot.
Jeez.
But like I said, I feel like they should be able to make it. I feel like there should be a company that can, even if you can't like make a road that's like super roady, you know.
Oh, the Belgians.
You know, like,
Belgians.
isn't there some kind of device that you could drive over the land that would just like lay down big concrete slabs or something?
Yeah, there
as
is.
you drive.
It's called the French. Choose French people as a bridge.
Yes.
Like I feel like they
It'll
should.
be useful.
I feel like they should be able to get it done. Like, can't you just dump a bunch of concrete in
Dump a bunch of French people.
in an area and just, or a bunch of sand? Like, just throw a bunch of sand down, put a bunch of rebar down, concrete.
Where?
And then, like,
are they gonna get the sand?
What do you mean, where are they gonna get it? They're gonna buy it from Home Depot or something. I don't know.
Home Depot.
Wherever they get the sand from.
Isn't the Damien Strait like, I don't know, center?
You know what? They could gather up all the plastic in the ocean and they could melt it down into a single roadway. That could be the.
Yeah, I wonder why people haven't done that, because it's expensive.
And it would be easy.
They should use French people instead.
It would be easy.
Yeah,
it would be so easy. It would be so easy. Like, look, if they're able to like 3D print houses with that poop-looking stuff that they squirt out of those mixers, then they should be able to do that with highways. They should be able to just like 3D print a highway, just lay it down.
Yeah, but they don't do it because why would they?
Because they can now. Like, they couldn't in the past because all the
they
workers
can, but
died
they won't.
Because all the workers would die of malaria. But now they have, you know, you can sit inside a machine and you can be protected from mosquitoes and shit. So should be able to just make the road now.
But
they don't want to do it. They don't want to help the population.
You don't care about the population.
They don't want to help the world. That's the next generation's problem.
I mean,
hello, I like money.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm sure there's probably a lot of money paid.
With a road. What are you gonna make with a road?
That has no
What do you
like.
mean how? It's called tolls. You ever heard of a toll? People go down the road and they pay money as they go down the toll.
Only the French
thing,
do that in
though.
Europe. Only the French.
Nah. Portugal also has a lot of tolls.
Oh, bruh.
Oh, money being made in roads? Come on.
Most European roads don't have that. Most of them don't have. Some of them.
Well,
but
someone's paying for the roads, though. It's not like they're free. Obviously, someone's getting the money from somewhere. Otherwise, they wouldn't build the roads.
You pay them in tax.
Taxpayers.
Exactly, taxes.
This goes to the government, not to companies.
Yeah. Goes to the government, who pays companies to build the road.
But they also have to pay other stuff, like deficits and all a bunch of other crap. I don't know.
Anyway, that's what they could do. They could easily just get that done. And if they couldn't act, the government wasn't willing to do it, even though whoever owned that section of land could get really rich off of the tolls that were paid by, you know, I'm sure if they built the road, there would be tons of tourists that would love to drive through that area. Business would be booming. It'd be big. be a big thing.
For a
Everyone would
while.
show up and be like, they finally made a road through this giant swamp. This is so cool. Let's drive through it and
Oh my
take pictures and
God,
stuff.
they destroyed the ecosystem.
They're not gonna destroy it's just a road. It's a
Swamp.
how wide is a highway?
Very wide.
The highway is like what? It's
10 meters.
You're gonna build a road, but you're not gonna do the sides of it.
Of course you're gonna do the sides of it, and you're gonna build up the sides so that the animals don't get on the highway.
How big does your wall have to be?
He's an American. He only thinks the walls.
Leave the Americans to build the walls. They know how to do it.
Well, you have to make the wall so that the animals don't get in. So it's like you have to create like a combination of concrete and then like fencing. Maybe like
how?
Maybe like a
If
fencing
it's a
tunnel.
swamp.
It could be like a fencing tunnel all along the way. So.
What animals are you gonna find in?
What do you mean?
a
What
swamp?
animals are you gonna find in the swamp? Oh, there's all kind of animals in the swamp.
Are crocodiles gonna go on the road like that?
Probably, and then people are gonna run them over, and then they're
tourist
gonna crash because their car is gonna hit this massive bump, which is a crocodile, and it's gonna go spinning out and crash into the swamp, and then they're gonna get eaten by bigger crocodiles.
You know what you should do?
I mean,
it's called.
I'm sorry.
I mean limits.
I mean alligators, because there's no crocodiles in South America other than the ones in the zoos. It's alligators. That's what they are.
I literally don't even care about the difference of alligator and crocodile. If I see something that's green with a lot of teeth, I just call it a dinosaur.
A dinosaur. Well, yeah. I mean.
Yeah.
You could.
I don't call them crocodiles or alligators. I call them dinosaurs.
Or you could call them dragons if you wanted to.
Yeah, they don't have tails and they don't spit fire.
They do have tails.
They do have tails, but they don't spit fire. That's my point. My point is they don't.
Dragons don't have to spit fire to be dragons.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't. They don't. Who made up that idea?
They can't fly as well. So.
Like, there are dragons to this very day.
There's no such
very
thing as
day.
Can they fly?
What do you mean? Say that again. Say that again, Qui-Gon. I'm about to Google it and I'm gonna show it to you.
There's no such thing as a dragon.
Yeah, you're about to eat your
he's
words.
He's gonna
Check
show
this out.
something like a chameleon or something.
You're gonna show some random one at a time.
Check it out.
Lifetime.
Check it out. Look right here. Google.com. Komodo dragon. Do these guys spit fire? They're called Komodo dragons. And guess what? They're dragons. That's their name.
Before they were dragons, they just never changed their
They're
name.
called Komodo dragons. And they don't breathe fire. And they exist even to this day. They're the apex predators on the island they live on. And they live in the Americas. They run up to 12 miles an hour. and they grow up to like 8.5 feet long. They're massive.
And you know what else is massive?
They're the biggest lizard on Earth. Guess what? They're dragons.
They're not.
They're not dragons. Can they breathe
Qui-Gon
fire?
says there's no such thing as a dragon. Yeah, look at that. Read it and weep. Komodo dragon. Dragon. It's in the name.
It looks like an alligator. It looks like an alligator. I don't care. If it's called a dragon or not.
Are Komodo
Animal.
Dragon?
You know what? It's an animal.
Dragon? Are they? No, they're not dragons in the mythical sense. Of course they're not. Because mythical dragons, of course those don't exist.
Melon is asking, what are you yapping about?
Melon,
Yes,
Melon, you need to open your
Basically,
listening
for me, a
ears.
dragon is a dinosaur that can spit fire and
What?
can fly.
Wait, so okay, you're just creating a new definition then. Like,
Nah, it's
there's no reason why in the definition of a dragon they have to spit fire. Just because in like the movies that dragons exist, they spit fire, does not mean that that should be a reasonable definition for what a dragon should be in real life.
Yeah, what do you think a dragon should be like?
I think that dragons are just another name for big lizard reptilian creatures. Like,
Exactly.
Like
That can
alligators,
spit fire.
like alligators and crocodiles would be considered dragons. Komodo dragons, dragon, and then as well as other dragon-like creatures that were, hunted to extinction by man, that used to exist and are described by other cultures as having existed, and because they're all dead and their bones and their bodies rotted away, people think they didn't exist when in fact did exist, and that's why they have creatures.
Yeah, my point still stands. They still have to spit fire. I mean, I never told they have to spit fire. Like you know the fire that you see in movies, like the thing that's red, orange, and whatever you call fire these days. I mean spit fire. Like
what do you
spit
mean?
Bars.
What do you mean?
Like
What do you mean? Whatever you call fire these days? What is that supposed to mean? Fire is not, the definition of fire hasn't changed.
Yes, it has.
Fire has been fire for thousands of years. Okay, people. If you were to travel back in time and you were to talk about fire, people would understand what you're talking about. They don't have like there's not something new about fire that's changed.
No, but I'm not even talking about that type of fire. I'm talking about bars, like Eminem.
Bars.
Like spit fire,
bars.
bro. The dragon. I want the dragon to spit fire, like spit bars. Eminem type.
Oh yeah. There are no dragons that can speak. So.
Right. So there are no dragons. My point stands.
No, you can't just define. You can't just choose to define a thing a certain way and say, well, that thing doesn't exist because it doesn't fit the definition that I created.
It is.
Yeah,
I
pulled
the
this
dictionary.
definition out of my ass, and because nothing fits this definition, it doesn't exist. That's kind of like the women that will say things like, well, a true man will buy me a Gucci bag, and he will buy me a nice place to live, and that's what a real man will do. Like, you can't just define what a real man is, and then when people don't give you everything you want, say, well, that's not a real man. Okay, that's not how that works. All right, you don't get to just define the world around you.
We are European. We can do whatever we want.
I'm European. I'm British, mate. I can make up whatever definition I want.
that had a hint of Australian to it.
I've been watching too much Bluey, that's why.
Oh, crikey.
Crikey!
Oh, God.
What you see here is a deadly venomous snake. You
This
better
is
watch
not
out,
boxes.
mate. It's kind of dangerous. Gotta
Let's
show
try this more.
respect. What a beautiful creature.
Really, Jar Jar? Says Melon. Melon is just confused at this point.
Melon is always confused. He's about as smart as a melon is.
Ah, so you just called the melon dumb.
No, I didn't.
That's not nice of you, Jar Jar.
No, I didn't. You just made that up. That's what you think about melon. I said he's about as smart as a melon is. I didn't say how smart a melon was, though, so that's on you. You're making up your own definition.
No, that's on you, because you literally said that. He's always confused.
He's always confused. He's always got that confused face. Melon, he doesn't.
Confusion.
He would understand better if he was in the Discord voice chat, but for some reason, shy. He's shy. He's scared. He's scared to pull up. He's afraid that he'll get roasted if he comes to the Discord voice chat. Melon, where you at? Pull up.
Then tell us how smart you think a melon is, Jar Jar.
Pull up, Melon.
Melon's asking you how smart you think a melon is.
I'll tell him in the voice chat.
Get in here, Melon.
Get in here. Now. Do it. Immediately. Make the sacrifice.
Oh, I know where I got it from. You were, I remember you were talking about how you made the Palpatine versus Youngling scene. That you were talking about how you cut out scenes from the movie, and that's where I got it from. It was the only line I could remember from that movie.
Wait.
That's where I got it from.
Say that
So
again.
So I remember you saying you were saying on stream that you were how you made the Palpatine versus Younglings video, and you were talking about how you were cutting out scenes from that, and I don't know why, but that was the only line I could remember from that scene.
Make the sacrifice.
Make them suffer.
That's why.
Zeus, your son has returned.
That's why it's the best sequel movie out of all of them. Do it.
Oh,
Make the sacrifice.
Do it. Do it.
You want
Yes,
to
you're
kill
dead.
me? That is what I want. Strike
Are you
me
going to kill me?
down, and my spirit will enter you.
Let your death be the final word in the story of rebellion.
Why are you talking like Kratos now?
Yeah. Like
My Palpatine voice kind of sucks.
It's like an even older, more evil
You should
voice.
just do Kratos' voice.
What even is that?
Kratos? You don't know who Kratos is?
No, I don't.
God of War?
Oh, I don't play that.
Oh. Insane. It's dangerous though in VC. Says Melon.
I'm deleting that message. I'm removing that message.
What message?
He says it's dangerous in voice chat. Not true. I'm not allowing that kind
I
of
don't bite. Melon, come on.
Misinformation, malinformation, lies.
You're a liar!
Lies, deceptions. Every day, more lies. I should do Saw Gerrera in Minecraft.
Bull gullet.
Problem is, Disney decided they weren't gonna give me any freaking scenes with Saw Gerrera. And/or I'm expecting, and this was my biggest disappointment. I was expecting to see how he got his injuries, only to discover that the reason why he got his injuries is because he's huffing galaxy gas because he's depressed that everyone that he knows died. You know, his sister's dead, his family's dead, his planet's lost, and he's sucking down a gasoline, galaxy gas, to cope with his miserable life, and that's the reason why.
Can someone clue me in on who Saw Gerrera is?
He's the guy in.
Forgot.
He's the black guy
Get
in Rogue
out.
One.
Get out! You've not
Oh,
watched
the
it.
guy who says Bull gullet. Okay.
Yeah, he's that guy. And so
No,
he's
because
in Andor. I thought he was gonna have like some big badass action moments in that the show, but instead he just sits around and talks all the time, and sometimes he just yaps, like he just talks about things that are just nonsense.
Don't spoil me, bro. I haven't finished Andor yet.
He's a crazy guy, but well, spoiler alert, he doesn't do anything. He just sucks on galaxy gas, and that's how he ends up losing his limbs, because apparently when you breathe in too much of that gas, it makes your arms and whatever. And it destroys your lungs.
Yeah, a couple days
Disney
ago
logic.
I installed Jedi Survivor, so keeps talking.
Wonderful.
Cal Kestis keeps talking about Saw Gerrera. Yeah, never see him.
What did you delete now?
Hmm?
What did you delete? This is a rebellion, George, and not a dictatorship.
I deleted it because it was a
This
racist
isn't a
message.
rebellion.
It's not racism, everyone does it. I'm joking, stop it.
It's not racism if it's against the French. I don't care.
Yo,
Exactly.
Are you any different, Jar Jar? All I hear you do is yap as well.
alright, I'm deleting that too.
Let him speak.
Out! I don't want you here.
Called democracy, by the way.
I want you
Let the
to
people
get
speak.
out of this office right now.
What the Sigma?
America is the land of the free. For real.
100% the land
You're
of the
in the
free.
land of the free, so why are you not letting Melon freely speak?
I have the freedom to tell him to shut up. The land of the free. I have free and full control over my YouTube channel. I can silence anyone who gets in my way.
He has his Fourth Amendment rights. I don't even know what
He
the
has
Fourth
no
Amendment
he
is.
has no rights here. This is Jar Jar Studios Plus.
He has the Fourth Amendment.
He has full rights to go into a public place and speak all he wants. He can go to the courthouse and speak. Here at Jar Jar Studios Plus, he has no right. No one has any rights to speak.
Slavery with extra steps.
No, not slavery. Not slavery. Melon Playground Guy says, I have the freedom to say no. You have the freedom to say nothing.
Basically, you have no rights because Jar Jar doesn't even know his own rights.
Do you know what rights are?
I have the right. I have the
To remain
right.
silent. Anything you say can or will be used in the court of law.
That's true, Melon Playground Guy. You have the right to remain silent. Unless you join the Discord voice chat. In case you have the freedom to speak. You have the freedom to speak all you want in Discord voice chat. Where you at,
literally
Melon?
just said that you have no rights.
Melon Playground Guy says, the slavery. The slavery. I'm not really sure what that means. The slavery.
The slavery. I think he's.
That's an interesting. It's an interesting term.
I think he's hinting at the part where you said he has no rights.
I demand a check. Bruh. Typical. That's so typical, Melon. Okay, you're really trying to keep the stereotype alive, aren't you? I demand
What
a check.
stereotype?
Give me money.
My God.
Alright.
Where's Charlie Hopkins using AI thumbnails?
AI? Who's using AI?
Charlie Hopkinson he's been changing his thumbnails from his videos with AI. It's so weird.
Bro, he's been using AI this whole time.
No, but like the thumbnails themselves.
Oh. But no one complained when Charlie Hopkinson uses AI. Does anyone complain when AI Fox uses AI? But Jar Jar Studios Plus uses AI a little bit, and everyone starts to lose their minds.
Charlie Hopkinson he does the impressions himself. It's only the deep fakes that are AI.
Yeah, well, none of my videos are entirely made of AI either. Disgusting. Hypocrite. Entire YouTube chat is filled with hypocrite. Jar Jar, I used to like your content. Now you use too much AI. What do you mean? I've seen AI Fox's view counts, okay? You're watching him. Don't lie.
I mean, I have no respect for AI, honestly.
The AI is going too far.
It's going
if you
too
saw that
far.
video,
Anakin, I was right. The AI are taking over. I thought of another video. Another funny video. Not really accurate to my life, but I still think it would be a funny.
please.
Be like a scene where Palpatine Anakin are in a they're in like an American fast food restaurant, and Palpatine sees like an ethnic behind the counter, and he's like, Anakin, I was right. The illegals are taking over. And then
So basically, it's just racist Palpatine.
yeah, racist Palpatine, and then
Make
Mace
the
Windu's like,
illegal French.
the oppression of the white man will never return. You have lost. No, and then instead of shooting electricity, he like throws the fries and burger in his face. No, you will. Oh, right. The immigrants are taking over.
They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats.
They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Melon playground guy. Melon, get in the chat, Melon. Get in the chat right now. So Trump. He says so Trump.
What emoji? Oh. He says he will join if you promise.
No racism.
No racism. Suddenly, I kind of like the French. There you go. No racism for you.
Get out!
Get
If you promise, I promise you nothing.
I promise you nothing. I hate the French, and I always will.
If you promise what? To work in the Melon Army coal mines on the... Hell no! I'm not working in the Melon Army coal mines on the Minecraft server. That's Bantha Poodoo. I'm not working in the Melon Playground
Eesh.
Army coal mines. Ridiculous.
It's the first time I ever heard someone use Banta Poodoo in real life.
Melon. No. Melon, you ask the impossible. Can I do
Perhaps
that?
you can tell him when he joins the voice chat.
You'll get paid. What do I get paid?
One eye in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, let's not do that.
Garbage. One iron and a horse? That's trash. I'm not working for that. That's crazy.
Well, you don't really have rights in the Minecraft, so I'm joking.
I have the right to not join.
You can join it. You just have to be moral.
You just have to be nice.
Oh my god.
You can join the Minecraft server. You gotta be civil. You gotta be civilized. Oh, shut up, mate. Think of all the shields you can make with that Jar Jar. I don't even use shields. Shields are worthless. Shields are for cowards like you, Melon. To hide behind a shield. You'll shoot your little bow and arrow at me because you're too scared to get close, and then you'll hide behind a shield when I show up. When I
Should be
pull
very
up,
good.
when I pull up ready to cut you down, you hide behind your little shield.
He could kill you because you don't have any armor.
I fight like a real gentleman.
Real gentleman.
Shield.
Let's go.
Has anyone here played Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 from 2009? No?
He deletes everything.
Out! Out! I want you to get out of this office right now. Out!
Get out.
Bro, this better be worth it. This is a lot of editing. Very tedious. The lightsaber is bent. Darth Vader's lightsaber is bent in this scene. So, I have an idea about how, I think I think it's pretty obvious. The first scene for the Boba Fett Minecraft video is probably going to be his hand coming out of the sand. That's, you know, that could be, I guess the implication could be that he got to Minecraft through the barge explosion.
What?
That the Sarlacc pit has a Minecraft portal, and so Boba Fett ends up in the overworld because he fell in the Sarlacc pit.
Boba Fett left for dead on the sands of Minecraft. Of Qui-Gon's sorcery.
Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon.
These Stormtrooper vlogs are getting insane. The references.
Share it in the Discord. I don't know if I've seen it yet. Ah.
Why can't stormtroopers hit anything?
We train on cardboard
Sushi
cutouts.
ships.
Life-size cardboard cutouts of us.
Show us your aim.
Incredible. The barrel remains unscathed. This says stun, kill, and random. It resets to random every time.
Is it supposed to do that?
I haven't hit a rebel in 5 years. Once shot my own foot. Twice.
More on Stormtrooper PTSD after the break.
That's the first hit in months!
How's your annual review going?
He missed 92 out of 92 shots. So, we promoted him.
Let's see what stormtroopers see.
Who's shooting at me?
I use a Nerf blaster.
That was kind of funny. Who's shooting at me? Randomly just falls over for no reason.
No one's noticed.
Honestly, most accurate shot we've seen all day. Right, Trooper Steve, fire at the target.
Yep, that's bang on, that is.
Excellent, next.
Oh, cutlery settings back on.
Good for lunch patrols, next.
What do you think, huh? Pretty good? Qui-Gon.
Yes. What?
What? I want to use the scene where he says to Boba Fett, to little Boba Fett, pack your things, we're leaving. I want to use that scene,
Sure.
but I don't know what to use it for.
Good
Should
question.
it be like, I don't know how we would even show it, but should it be like Emperor Palpatine making a horrible looking structure next to the
Yes.
village? And he looks at it. What is it, Dad? Pack your things. We're leaving.
Yes. You're gonna do that.
Emperor Palpatine building some garbage-looking forage structure. Factor things. We're living. Well, it could be someone else. You think maybe Kiari Mundi?
Kiari Mundi. Your mother.
Helen Playground Guy says, "What are these guns? Aren't super guns? They're AI guns." Helen Playground Guy says, "My thoughts dwell on your mother." Really?
Did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? I thought not. It's a Sith legend.
Impossible. The Sith have been extinct for a millennium.
Darth Plagueis was a dark lord of the Sith, so powerful and so wise, he could use the Force to influence your mother. He had such a knowledge of the dark side, he could even
draw out the Queen's attacker.
Unfortunately, he taught his apprentice everything he knew. Then your mother.
Apprentice. No,
It's ironic. He could save others from death, but not your mother.
What about the droid attack on the Wookiees?
You're rich.
It's not letting me delete the message.
No power here, Malundegrim.
You can't delete other mods' messages. You also can't mine, so.
To be a pumpkin.
There's no emote for the pumpkin. Just emote for a pump. Here, there's a gas pump. That's as close as you can get to a pumpkin.
Yes. It was all to be on the playground. Kind of creepy, man. I'm gonna go. It's getting late.
You're
See you.
leaving already?
What?
Alright, thank you for joining me today, Qui-Gon.
Thank you for having me. I'll help you tomorrow with the scenes or whenever you need me.
Alright, yeah, I think you could probably you could work on making some scenes tomorrow.
Alright, see ya.
Alright, adios. Don? Don? Bro, in the Discord, but I don't hear him. Emperor Palpatine says, is everyone gone? Oh. No, not everyone. You're still here. Melon's still here. Melon playground guy? More like chicken playground guy. Chicken playground guy. Ah. Fuck, 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 fuck. Here, finally, it's done. Let's go. Okay, it's not done. It's almost done. Perfect. That took a while. You need classical music? You want classical music? So hard to please. How's that? Emperor Palpatine says, "Hey, I only get blank-headed when I have to speak. I'm very chatty on chat, aren't I?" You said you were gonna be here soon. Where are you? You lying to me, Emperor Palpatine? Lying. Don't lie to me. Take away your Mondstadt. Again. Hello?
Oh, hello.
Who is it? Who is it? Who is this?
I have some trouble with sound on my phone.
What kind of trouble?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Only a little. Wait.
What? Just turn up the volume on me.
Wait. Like this. Now. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
I hear you.
I hear you.
Oh, good.
Good. Excellent. What's going on, Emperor Palpatine?
As I said, I don't have anything to talk about.
You don't have anything to talk about.
No.
Why? You must be doing something with your life.
Well, yeah, I'm reading a magazine.
On what?
Star Trek. Heck.
Star Trek?
Yeah.
Star Trek. No, you're not allowed to do that, right? This is a Star Wars channel. You're not allowed to read magazines on Star Trek. So...
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna have to burn that magazine. You're gonna have to put it in the fire or something. Do you have a rubber duck?
Huh?
Melon Playground guy says, don't make them take your mod. And then he said, the rubber ducky. And I said, you have a rubber duck.
Oh.
No? Yes? Do you have...
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you!
Oh! No.
You don't have a rubber duck? Why not?
No. I used to, but yeah.
You used to?
Yeah.
What color was it?
Yellow.
Yellow, huh?
Wait, my cat wants to come in.
Meow. Meow.
Yeah, she ran away.
Meow. Meow. Meow.
What color is the cat?
Orange and white.
Orange and white, huh? So it's like Garfield?
Yeah.
What does it eat?
Lasagna?
Your cat eats lasagna?
No, Garfield. Garfield does.
Yeah, I know Garfield does. I'm wondering what your cat eats.
I can't tell you that.
You can't tell me that. What is that?
You're a stranger.
I can't tell you what... What? I'm not a stranger. What are you talking about? You know me. You know exactly what.
Anyway, listen to this.
Alright, I'm listening.
The present state of future medicine. That's the title of a section in the magazine. The present state of future medicine.
Sounds pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Present state of future.
Yeah.
Go.
How is that possible?
Present state of future medicine? How's it possible? Hurt your feeling.
I don't know.
Hurt your feelings, you know it's possible. Alright, that's enough classical. Ellen says L Jar Jar. No, you turned off the classical. No. Cry about it. Oh, actually, I remember. I have something I gotta do. So I'm gonna go. Thank you so much to everyone who watched today. Thank you for joining me, Qui-Gon, Melon Playground Guy. Thank you for being here, Emperor Palpatine, John Gaming. Appreciate you. Hope you have a nice day. And hopefully I'll see you on the gaming channel later tonight. Okay? I'll see you around. Goodbye.